Good morning, football fans, and welcome to a solo week one NFL preview of the Big D podcast. Usually you would see Alex join me, but unfortunately he's dealing with a family emergency. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. So it's just me this week. Before I dig into the podcast, please subscribe, like, and share the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page. You don't know what will be coming on the podcast, but hopefully we've got not just NFL, but a whole bunch of content. Also, the Big D podcast is available on Spotify and Apple, so you can also you don't have to look at you just don't have to look at the YouTube page. You can also look at the audio podcast before an audio to a YouTube episode. So you know what this week means? NFL season officially begins Thursday night with the Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can't wait for the NFL season. Can't wait to see what happens this year and who ultimately makes the Super Bowl in Inglewood. So it's interesting. So now, first off, we'll talk about Alex and yours truly favorite teams. And I really like the Dolphins this year. I mean, a lot of question marks over how well Tua will perform this year in his second year, but he seems healthy or healthier than he did last year. The hip looks better. Tua's seemingly a bit looking way more athletic. I mean, not that Tua's Lamar Jackson athletically, but Tua's looking more like he did in Alabama. Now, we know Tua's strength is accuracy. We know he's not going to run around the pocket. We know he's not necessarily, we know he doesn't necessarily have the biggest arm, but he can throw the ball in a tight window. And with Miami's team this year, we're figuring out whether Tua can play because Miami's got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. Think of everybody thinks the Dolphins as a defensive first team like the Patriots because Brian Flores is a defensive master, but Miami's got a lot of talent offense. I mean, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, Miles Gaskin could be a really interesting PPR running back this year. No, Miami's got a young offense line too. The Dolphin offensive line's so young, and we'll see if that offensive line takes the next step this year. But I really like the Dolphins this year. I mean, yeah, opening with the Patriots is never easy, but oddly enough, in the battle of Alabama quarterbacks, Tua's got more experience over Mac Jones. And everybody's looking at New England's defense, but Miami's defense is really decent. And you look at Miami's secondary, I think Miami's secondary can limit New England's big plays. And remember, Stephon Gilmore, New England's top corner, is out with an injury. So you don't have that guy capable of locking down a defender. So I think Miami's got a real opportunity of winning in Foxborough. You know, Bill Belichick's rules month in September. So, and yeah, Belichick does really well against young quarterbacks, but in a way, I think getting the Patriots week one is not necessarily a bad thing because you get them out of the way, potentially get a division win under your belt. Could be huge come December and January. And then week two, Dolphins get the Bills. It's going to be another good test because Buffalo ate Miami in week 17, knocking the Dolphins from playoff contention. But we all know how well Josh Allen played. I mean, I thought he should have been the MVP last year. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers, but Josh Allen played better than you. And of course, Dolphins home opener. We'll see how well Tua and the Dolphins can be on their home turf. And then, of course, Buffalo. I mean, I think the Bills might prefer a few games in South Florida. I mean, maybe not in September, but definitely in a warmer month. So, and then you look at the rest of the Dolphins schedule. I mean, Raiders, Colts. I think, especially with the Colts game in Miami. I mean, we don't. Indy's not quite the same team on grass, so we'll see how well Winston and the Colts play. And then Vegas, I don't know what to make of the Raiders. I mean, they've given away a lot of pieces the last couple of years. I've really liked a lot of Vegas's draft picks, so I think Miami's the better coach team and can win a variety of ways, whether it be high scoring or 23-20 lowest scoring game. And of course, week 5, a trip to see the Tom Brady and the defending world champs in Tampa will be interesting. And then week 6, Alex and I are going to have a bet on this game. Dolphins, Jaguars in London. Unfortunately for me, I might be paying the bet because I don't like the Jags' chance of winning London. I think Dolphins are the superior team, and we'll see what happens in that team. So ultimately, I think the Dolphins are a playoff team, and I don't think Miami can challenge Buffalo in the AFC East, but Miami's looking like a playoff team. And now we go from Southeast Florida to Northeast Florida, and I can't wait to see what the Jaguars do this year. It's going to be fun. I mean, with Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer together, we'll see how the Jags play. I mean, if you saw the preseason, Trevor showed signs of talent, but the Jags offensive line worries the crap out of me. I don't think we've got a starting caliber for offensive line. I don't think any of our guys would be starting for like the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Saints, or some of these better offensive lines. And you look at our schedule. Yes, we get the Jags get the Texans week 1. And true, Tyrod Taylor starting. I think the Jags stand a really good chance of winning that game, even though be Trevor Lawrence's NFL regular season debut. I think the Jags can win that game week 2. Denver in Jacksonville. I mean, we know the Broncos defense is tough. Vic Fangio is a great defensive master. But with that game in Florida dealing with the heat and the humidity, could be fascinating. Then week 3, Kyler, but again, West Coast team traveling east. I mean, yeah, Kyler's a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence now, but we'll see what Lawrence and Meyer do. And then the week 4, the meeting of the last 2 number 1 draft picks in a rematch of the 2020 college football playoff national championship. Trevor against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be fun seeing those 2 young pups play together, but of course, yeah. And then at least Jackson will have 10 days for Derrick Henry and the Titans. I'm thinking, how many yards will he run against our defense? It seems like he runs for 200 every time the Jags and Titans play each other. And then, of course, week 6. I mean, the Jags are more used to playing in London, but we know the Dolphins but everybody knows the Dolphins are well coached. We know Tua can play. And defense travels, no matter if you're playing in England, Seattle, New York, LA, South Florida. Defense usually travels. So I expect Lawrence and Meyer to have growing pains like most rookie head coaches and quarterbacks do. I mean, we know Lawrence got a ton of talent, can throw the ball, run the ball. But the Jaguars are a team without a great offensive line. Yeah, James Robinson's a good running back, and I like some of these pieces on offense. I think DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault provide the ones with a decent receiving group, but the Jags don't have a real quality passing tight end. And with recent contending teams, the tight end position has been critical. You look at New England, Travis and Tampa, Rob Gronkowski made such a big difference. I mean, would Tom Brady have 7 Super Bowl rings without Gronk? Probably not. Probably not. Excuse me. Would the Chiefs have been the 3 straight AFC Championship games, 2 Super Bowls, and winning one without Travis Kelce? Probably not. I truly think the tight end position is one the Jags have got to address ASAP, because a tight end will make any young quarterback happy. Just look at me. I like to have Gronk or Travis Kelce on my team, but that's just me. And then defensively, Jags will be playing probably a 3-4. I mean, they've got some decent young pieces, but it's going to be a work in progress for the defense. I mean, I'd be happy if we won 5 or 6 games this year. If you told me Jackson won 6 and 11, I'd be doing backflips. I know Urban Meyer's not going to like losing more than he did in Columbus, but I think the Jags are going in the right direction. They just need patience. You see, patience is the key word in Duval County. And now we head to week 1, where I wanted to give out some of my favorite plays this week. First off, I really like Indianapolis Colts receiver Michael Pittman, no matter what league you're playing, because if anybody saw Seattle's pass defense last year, oh my goodness, the Seahawks struggled. I mean, Cam Newton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Ryan all took advantage of the Seahawks. Now, true, it was early in Seattle's defense slightly improved, but Seattle finished 2020 with the 30th pass ranked defense. And yeah, the Colts are a more run-first team. And with Wentz and hopefully Quentin Nelson ready for week 1, the Colts may look to run the ball and keep Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett off the field in Indianapolis. But if the Colts throw the ball, I think Pittman's the number 1 target. I mean, no matter if you're in a DraftKings league when he's 4,100, or you're a regular Yahoo or fantasy football dynasty league, I think Pittman makes a great play. And Pittman's last meaningful game was the AFC wildcard game against the Buffalo Bills, where he caught 5 passes for 90 yards and more. And maybe more importantly than the receptions was that then quarterback Philip Rivers targeted him 10 times. So could he see double-digit targets on Sunday? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, with T.Y. Hilton out, I mean, who are the Colts going to target? Probably Pittman and Taylor. So I think Pittman makes for an excellent week 1 play. And now we get to the fun part, my 2021 NFL predictions. First, I wanted to talk about my award predictions, and I've got a couple interesting picks this year. Some you may agree with, and some you may think, what is the Big D doing? But I want to start with offensive and defensive players, rookies of the year, and I really like Trey Lance, offensive rookie of the year. I mean, true, there's a good chance Jimmy Garoppolo starts week 1, but I think Trey Lance is more capable of taking the reins middle, late season, and I think he's got a lot of talent. Now, true, he has played football, but he's only played 1 meaningful game the last year and a half, the last couple of years, but Lance has got a lot of talent, and I couldn't think of a better situation for a rookie quarterback. I mean, you've got a good offensive line, great head coach, bevy of running backs, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. I mean, the 49ers have got a lot of, and plus they've got a great defense. So Trey Lance might not have to carry the offense like what Trevor Lawrence will in Jacksonville, Zach Wilson with the Jets. Lance might have to throw the ball 25 times a game, meaning he's more efficient. He can throw, play action, and he's not chucking the ball 35, 40 times a game like some of these rookies. So I think Lance, no matter when he starts this year, could be a rookie of the year contender. And now defensive rookie of the year, Michael Parsons to me is the obvious choice. I mean, I really like what he did at Penn State. Sure, he didn't play last year, but I think Parsons has got a lot of ability, and the Cowboys definitely need it. If anybody saw Dallas's defense last year, oh gosh, they need everything. I think Parsons will bring speed, athleticism, and an attitude. And talk about a baptism by fire. You get Tom Brady and the World Champs on Thursday night. Good luck, Dallas. Go get him, young fella. And defensive player of the year. Everyone won't be surprised what team it is, but it's not who you're thinking of. A lot of people are going to pick Aaron Donald to win defensive player of the year. I think he's potentially the most ferocious interior pass rusher the league has seen in a long time. And nobody has been able to stop Aaron Donald. You could double him, you could triple team him, and yet he's still wreaking havoc. But to me, I think Jalen Ramsey's the key for the Rams defense this year, because if Ramsey could take away half the field, he makes Aaron Donald a better player. I think Jalen Ramsey this year has got a point to prove, a big contract, and plus he's got a revenge game against his old Jaguars team this year, so he might look for 3 pick sixes. That might be one of those weeks to have like a Jalen Ramsey prop bet. He'll either give up a couple long touchdowns or get a couple pick sixes that week. So Jalen Ramsey prop bet might, or when the Jaguars and Rams meet in Inglewood. And MVP this year, I'm going with another Ram, Matthew Stafford. I mean, yes, we all know Matthew Stafford's playoff success, or maybe more so lack of playoff success. Zippity doo-dah in the W category. But he never played with this amount of talent. I mean, he never played behind a competent offensive line, a great head coach, Sean McVay, a bevy of wide receivers. Sure, Cam Akers is out, but I think the Rams will be okay running the ball. I'm not sure they'd be great without Akers, but I think they'll be okay. And in defensively, we know what Rams defense can do. So I think Stafford could put up monster numbers this year. It's the first time we've seen Sean McVay with a really talented quarterback. Sorry, Jared Goff, you're not Matthew Stafford. I think it'll be a match made in heaven this year. I might be okay drafting Stafford in a few leagues, and trust me, I have drafted Stafford in a few leagues. It's just I think Stafford will be fine if he's starting for your fantasy team, or if he's starting any league in general. And now we get to my playoff and Super Bowl predictions. First, let's start in the NFC. I really like Tampa in the AFC South this year. I don't think there's any team capable of beating the Bucs in the AFC South. I mean, the Saints are coming through. Maybe not a rebuild, but a retool after Drew Brees' retirement. Carolina, to me, could be the most interesting team with Darnold. I'm really high on the Panthers this year. I think Carolina will be a playoff team. I think Sam Darnold could be a top 10 quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's coming in ready to rumble. I really like DJ Moore. I think Robbie Anderson could be interesting. And can Carolina stop teams? Because we know the Panthers can put up points. And speaking of putting up points, yeah, defensively, the Atlanta Falcons might struggle, but they're going to put up a lot of points with Matty Ice, Calvin Ridley, and rookie sensation Kyle Pitts. Can't wait to see what the Falcons do on that fast surface at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then in the NFC East, I like the Washington football team. I know everybody's saying, why aren't you picking the Cowboys? Why aren't you picking the Cowboys? Listen, what's the old saying? Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Find me a better defensive line than a Washington football team. I mean, any team with Chase Young on it scares the crap out of me. And I think the Washington football team will be great again defensively. Yeah, we'll see. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a grown-up in the quarterback room. I'm not sure I want Fitzmagic starting 16 games. But I think for a year or two, he's what Washington needs. And, with that defense, Ron Van might ask him to maybe turn down the interception volume a little bit and just play more competent football. I mean, with Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Samuel, Logan Thomas, I think the Washington football team's got enough talent. I mean, you have the Cowboys on paper look like they've got a lot of talent, especially on offense, but we don't know how Dak will fare coming off the shoulder and ankle injury. We don't know if Zeke's already reached his peak. I mean, Zach Martin tested positive for COVID. We don't know if Amari Cooper can catch a pass outside of AT&T Stadium, and we'll see how well CeeDee Lamb plays in his second NFL season. Plus, has the Cowboy defense improved or not? And then the NFC North, Green Bay is the obvious choice. I mean, true, the Packers lost Corey Lindsey and Aaron Rodgers probably frustrate everybody in Packer land, but Packers are the obvious choice. Assuming Rodgers plays whole year, I don't think anybody's challenging Green Bay. I don't know what to make of the Vikings this year. I mean, yeah, Dalvin Cook is a star. Justin Jefferson was amazing last year, but I don't know what to make of Minnesota's offensive line, or maybe more so defense. And Chicago, the Bears couldn't. I'm not sure the Bears could protect anyone right now. I mean, I know everybody's saying, why isn't Justin Fields playing on Sunday night? I don't think it would matter who's playing on Sunday night. You're not stopping Aaron Donald. I mean, Justin Fields be fine, but I don't think he should be playing week one. And then Detroit, Lord knows what Dan Campbell and Jared Goff do this year. I really like TJ Hawks in fantasy, but I know Lions could be a last place team, could be battling for the number one pick. And then out west, I've got a little bit of a surprise. I've got the 49ers. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. No Seattle, no LA. I like San Francisco. First off, the 49ers were hamstrung with like the longest injury report I've ever seen. I mean, there were so many guys on IR last year. And yeah, no matter if it's Jimmy G or Trey Lance, I think the 49ers will be the best in the West. I mean, you look at San Francisco got talent everywhere. I mean, they just made the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And this team's got a lot of talent. I mean, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and then defensively Nick Bosa, linebacker. I think the 49ers are more capable of reclaiming their top spot in the NFC West. And then in wild card, I like Carolina. I mean, I think Sam Darnold will be excellent this year. Will I like CMC more? I think the Panthers can take advantage of potentially a soft NFC South and make a run at the playoffs. And then I like the Rams and the Seahawks in the other two playoff spots. I know the NFC West will be difficult and they could beat up each other. But two teams with that much talent, not just coaching, but team wise. I mean, Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, DK Metcalf, Bobby Wagner will have a difficult time missing the playoffs. And then, of course, the Rams potentially having a home Super Bowl like the Bucks this year will be fun to see. And now we switch to the AFC and start with the obvious one. I like the Chiefs in the AFC West. Let's see. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. that's obvious. I think the Chiefs will be really good again this year. I mean, made the Super Bowl in Miami, lost in Tampa, but this might be the best Chiefs team in general. Last year's offensive line was not great, but the Chiefs' offensive line's much better. I think the Chiefs can establish some kind of a running game this year, and look out for Mahomes, Hill, and Kelce for a 17-game season. Yeah, defense might hope they don't have to play week 17 and 18. Otherwise, they could throw for 6,000 yards. And then AFC East, sorry, Miami, but I think the Bills win these. Josh Allen's a stall in the making. I think the Stephon Diggs trade worked out well for both sides, but Diggs was amazing last year. And the strange thing about last year is that he didn't catch that many touchdowns. You imagine if Diggs catches 12, 15 touchdowns? Not out of the realm of possibility. And then AFC North, I like Cleveland. Baltimore suffered a couple key injuries at running back, and I really like the Browns. They've got a lot of time. I mean, we'll find out this year whether Baker's a one-hit wonder or still in the making, but I like the Browns this year. Chubb and Hunt are the best 1-2 running back home in the NFL. Hopefully, Odell Beckham stays happy and stays healthy and happy in Cleveland this year. I think Jarvis Landry is capable receiver, and we know the Browns have got probably the best offensive line in football. And then defensively, I think Cleveland will be better. It may take a few weeks. Don't look at week one. I mean, if Cleveland somehow won in Kansas City this weekend, that'd be amazing. But teams don't win season openers against Andy Reid, the Chiefs, much. So I think Cleveland's defense will be better, especially when they get a few games with a bunch of new players. And then the AFC South this year, I like Indy. I think Carson Wentz, assuming he's ready to go this week, can be fine. I mean, the Colts offensive line is great. We know what Jonathan Taylor did second half of last year. I think Michael Pittman's a stall in the making. And Darius Leonard may be one of the most underappreciative linebackers in football. I mean, that guy is so fast. And with DeForest Buckner, anchor in the middle of that Colt defense line, I think Indy will be really strong there again this year. And then wild card wise, I like Miami. I don't know if Tua is great, but I think he'll be confident enough. And we know Miami's got a lot of talent, particularly at wide receiver and on defense. And then I like the Chargers this year. I think Justin Herbert's another stall in the making. Keenan Allen's one of my favorite players. So dependable, so consistent year after year. Now, hopefully Derwin James stays healthy on defense this year because he makes that Charger unit so much better. And then I've got New England. I know you're thinking, where's Baltimore? But I think New England, Baltimore, Miami, a few teams will be in that 9-8, 10-7, 11-6 range. I like New England because I think Mac Jones will be more consistent, He may not have the highs and lows of some of these quarterbacks, but I think he'll be consistent. I'm not sure New England's ceiling's that great on offense, particularly because they don't have that vertical threat. But I think Mac Jones will be okay throughout most of the year. And New England, and if New England's okay on offense, I think defensively they'd be great. New England's got a remember New England. A lot of guys skipped the 2020 season due to COVID, so a lot of those guys are back. Hopefully, Stephon Gilmore comes back soon, and I'm not betting against the Bill Belichick team. I've done that a few times. It's not going well. And Super Bowl wise, I like a rematch from Miami, not Tampa last year. I like Kansas City and San Francisco. Again, I think we're in the era of Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. I'm not betting against those guys. And then I'm all in on the 49ers this year. No matter if it's Jimmy G or Trey Lance, I think the 49ers are due for a little bit of good luck. And I think San Francisco can make it a golden Super Bowl in Inglewood, California this February. So thanks for if you like this episode, please like, share it, and even if you disagree in my picks, you can always send me a comment, tweet, or a message. So thanks for hopping on, and hopefully Alex is back next week, and we'll see you later.